no heroes. No heroes. No heroes, baby.
Hello guys, and welcome to another deck profile. Today we got our Treasure Cup winner, online Treasure Cup, with Black Yellow Luffy. Jay, just introduce yourself, bro.
Hey, I'm just Jay. I'm from France, and I've been playing this game since OP03, like late OP03, and I've been doing some major events here and there, like not too much, like probably 3 or 4. And this is the first time that I'm winning one of those.
Yeah, bro, congrats. We had some crazy matches today on stream. Against Moria, this one was the craziest one. Then against Kata in the final, we have some crazy matches. You play a nice deck. We want to see the deck. I need to tell it was OP06, not EBO1. So guys,
Yep.
It is an OP06 list. But yeah, we can just start. Let's go.
All right, so I will start with the smallest change of the deck, which is Makino. So I ran 4 of those. In EBO1, I'd rather run Flampe over Makino. But since it wasn't allowed for today, then I went for Makino. So you can just still take your life and then look at the rest of your life. And it can be really helpful in some matchups, especially when you want to play around 1 life card instead of 0. So you can just put a 5-cost guy, if you have one of those in your life, at the bottom. And then you know that it's your last card and you can just start the rotation, Pretty standard. I have 4 Garp. So this is the searcher of the deck, the root of the deck, I would say, because even if you don't see Moria, you can still search for all of the small and the big Ace, Sabo, and Luffy. Then I run 4 baby Sabo. I think there is no need for explanation for those.
No,
It just makes
it's the best
sense.
one out of
Yeah.
the 3. It's so crazy.
Then I run 4 Hiyori, which is another 2k with Makino. And this is pretty much also a card that just helps you to just pay your life and just put something else. You're not forced to put something else if you don't want to. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes you want to put something else. Like, for example, against Sakazuki, you like to be in a rotation with 1 life, So if you know that you put like a Sabo here, you can do the baby Sabo, and then you put back 2 cards, play another 1. Your leader is at 9k, you have a blocker, and you have a 1 life card, which make really hard for Sakazuki to just go for game. He cannot just do Houndblaze on Sabo and 20k with Moria.
Yeah, exactly.
Then I run 4 of the baby Ace as well. So same, I don't think there is an explanation for that. And then a little bit of spice. I run 2 Amarus. For today, I wasn't sure if I should put them in the deck, because they are usually here for red purple, because it's really strong against Shiraya. And also the chopper, you can rest it. And for Sakazuki, because sometimes they just stay at 1 life with Rebecca and they can think they are safe. And you can just literally steal a game with that card. So I just put 2 of those 1. I never use the trigger, to be honest. It's just for the finishing. And today it has been really helpful. I think I won 2 of my games thanks to Amaru. And it can kind of surprise your opponent as well,
Absolutely, yeah.
Then I run 4 Moya. I think it's the beast of the deck, right? It's the beast of every black deck, so you have to.
Absolutely.
Then I run 4 of the 5-cost Ace, because Sam, this is just such a good card to put some pressure. Sometimes when you see like 2 of those in the early and you have 2 of the baby Ace, maybe you won't see any Sabos, but you can just be really aggressive and put your opponent in a position where he has to deal with them instead of just getting wide on the board. If I recall, today I faced a Moria, and I was on my 7 Dawns turns, and I played 2 Sabos, so my leader was a 9k, and then I just swing like 2 times 8 with the sabo and 1 time like 11 with my leader. So he went down to 1 life card, and he was at 8 down the very next turn. So he was either playing a Moria, but he could not because of the 2 ace. If he plays Moria, then I will just go for game next turn. So it's just force him to not play Moria. And then if he want to just do like 8 downs under his leader and swing 13k lead, I had 5 cards in hand and I could defend it because my leader was a 9k. So sometimes ace can put you in a really, really good position, and do not let your opponent play what they want to play on curve.
Absolutely, yeah.
I ran another spice in this deck, which is Perona.
This is crazy now.
4 of the Perona. I know a lot of people in EBO1 run something like 4 Yori, 4 Flampe, and 2 Makinos or 4 Makinos. In my opinion, I mean, it's still good, right? But in my opinion, I prefer Perona because you do not have any good 4 downs turns, to be honest. It's usually you have Garp. If you have it in the early, you can play it and then swing with it. But if you do not see Garp, then you pretty much have nothing to do, right? So there is some matchups like Red Purple and Sakazuki's that are really dependent of the card advantage, and making them trash 1 card it changed the whole rhythm of the game, like for real. It's really good. And on top of that, it's just a 2k, and occasionally you can also do the -3 to kill something. It's really, really situational, to be honest. The only time that I've done that, it was to kill a ACOS kid, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah,
then I run
perfect.
4 of the Sabos, which is also one of the, if not the strongest card in the deck, because you can just cycle your hand on the late game, and this is so huge, and make your whole board immune to KO. Then I run 3 of the yellow Sabo, the 5-cost one. Why 3 instead of 2? It's because there is some decks like Sakas that play a lot around Kuzan, or even Red Purple, and to be honest, sometimes you want to see those Sabos, especially in the early. If you go first, which is not the best for the deck, like this is not the best curve going first. If you see the Sabo, it's good because you don't mind like taking a life in early in the game and just kill Kuzan. It's pretty valuable, I would say.
Yeah.
And same with the Red Purple, you can just kill Shuraya and even some kid, the blocker kid.
Absolutely.
So,
especially against Shuraya, because Shuraya is a card that is a big problem when you play against him, so it's perfect for cards like this, yeah.
Yeah, Shuraya is a big threat to this deck as well.
Yeah, true.
Then I ran 3 of the Luffys, the 5-cost Luffys. So for a long time I was thinking of running 4 of those, or it was a bit, it's preferences, I would say. It depends on how you like to play, but in my opinion, I feel like you have enough cards to take your life, even though he can swing for 8 pretty free. I think 3 is still decent. You see him often, and as long as you know that you run 3, then it's fine. You know when you want to pick it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then, I ran only 3 of the 3 brother bound, the search, the event search, because I think 7 searches for this deck is enough. Most of the time, Sabo will help you to cycle your hand, so you can just play them to grab whatever you need, depending on whatever you have in your hand, and then after that, it's pretty much okay. And on the late game, Moria can just bring back everything else. So also you have to take care to not search too many times in a row, or at least to pay attention to what you are putting at the bottom of the deck, because if you already did 3 searches and you put 3 Moria at the bottom of the deck, it's either you plan on not playing Moria during this game, or you just wait and try to see if you can get the last Moria, So it happens to me that I had to bottom deck 2 to 3 Morias. Then I know that I'm not gonna play Moria this game. It's just we're just gonna grab the babies, and then we're just gonna go for it with them. And that's when Ace is really clutch, I guess. And then since there is only 3 Luffys, there is only 3 baby Luffys as well. So I had to make some space for the Amaru, and then and that's where I just cut down a little bit the Luffys. But I think the deck list might change with OP07 with the new Luffys, so the ratios might change a bit.
What do you think for EB01? Is there any change for EB01?
For EB01, I will just remove the Makinos for the Flampy, and that's pretty much it. But people can also play around the Perona. If you do not like her that much, you can just remove 2 of them and play with 2 2Ks, and you stay at 10 2Ks. I like being at 12, especially in the late game. It's really helpful when you cycle, because you're gonna bottom deck some 2Ks with the searchers. So having 12 of those is just really huge, to be honest. And the deck is not bricky.
Yeah, absolutely.
There is only a few cards that are brick, so it's all good. But after that, it's just all depending on preferences, I guess.
Yeah, and what a crazy deck, because we see Spice like Sabo.
Yeah.
We see Amaru and Perona. These are cards that not every Black Yellow Luffy player is playing, especially Amaru and Perona. So I like this list a lot, and you showed today why you are choosing cards like Perona and Amaru, because we saw it on stream how good Amaru was in clutch. Perona also an option, always a buddy on curve if you go second, or just a 2K, because it is the most important point. It is a 2K at the end. The deck showed his perfect work for today. This is amazing.
Yeah, to be honest, it just ran so smoothly. There is some games where it was a bit tough because I couldn't see some of the pieces that I needed, but I managed to get through it.
Yeah, we saw it. Especially the Moria match was
the
amazing.
Moria match.
It was amazing.
It was really close. That was my harder game today.
Yeah, it was so close. Yeah. And then we have Kata in the final. So let's talk about your matchups. How was your matchups for today?
Okay, so my first game against Red Purple wasn't as complicated as it used to, because obviously there is no EB01. So without all of the support from EB01, Red Purple is a little bit less of a threat. He still see 2 golden and 2 Shurayas, so he could bottom deck the Sabos and put some pressure with the Shuraya. And I was still afraid of that, because it's something that really I found it's really fascinating about Red Purple is that it doesn't need to draw too many cards to see all of the pieces that he need. He doesn't need that. He can literally take 10 cards of the deck, and he will manage to do the whole game, like put the rhythm of the whole game with those 10 cards. And I found it really, really fascinating. Then the second game was against Sakazuki, so it was the game lost because he had some network problems, sadly. So I kind of dodged the hardest matchup today, one of the hardest at least. So he had some camera problems. His camera was freezing, so it happens 2 to 3 times, and then the judge called for the game loss after that. And my third game was against Katakuri. I'm not especially afraid of Katakuri. As long as you see the Sabos, Katakuri won't do much, to be honest. And when you go to the late game, for him, the time that it takes to him to put like 2 to 3 10 cost mom is just way too long, because you're just gonna keep playing ace into Sabo, Sabo, and that kind of stuff in the late game. So you can just be really aggressive, and I think that's pretty much what happened as well in the final today. Like I had almost all of the pieces that I needed. I really wanted a second Sabo at the end of the game, but I only saw one. But as I usually said, one Sabo is enough against yellow, because if you can cycle it properly with the Morias and the leader ability, then with one Sabo you can do well as well. My fourth matchup was against Perona. That matchup was really close as well, because I think it's hard if the Perona sees the 10 cost of Flamingo. like back to back, if you know what I mean. A lot of people already experienced it, and it's really rough. But we didn't went to the tendons. I didn't see any sabos, like the small one, so I couldn't do like the leader's ability to play sabo. But I saw a lot of ace, so I was like, okay, we just have to play really aggressive at this point, and I went through with the ace, and then ace was really clutch today, to be honest. Like in a lot of scenarios, I just went for games thanks to ace, and Perona was one of those. On the fifth game, I was up against Moria, I think. So yeah, I think BY Luffy is still a favorable matchup against Moria, but it can be really, really tough if you don't see your pieces and if they saw the Peronas, because card advantage in this deck is really important. So if they make you trash, it's annoying. And there is like different cards for that, like Perona, Isho. I know Isho is not run a lot at the moment, but it's gonna be run in some Moria's deck too, I think. So my sixth round was against Moria again, and that was same game plan, to be honest. Didn't do anything different. Just play around Sabo and Moria if I could, and then Ace was coming along the way.
As always.
Yeah, and because that's the thing, is like you know what your bottom deck, and you know what you still have to see, and at some point you're gonna see them anyway, so you can just do a search and you will get them. My seventh round was against Whitebird, which is really funny. We did not expect each other to face each other like BY Luffy and Whitebird, and it was a nice game. I think Whitebird can still catch you off guard with the rush Luffy, so he can just play it down and do not attack with it, and then when you go to the late game, he can just do 16k lead, and so you have to take care and start to play around one life, like I'm doing with Sakazuki, if that happens. But other than that, it's just pretty much big swings to big swings, for both of us. Then after that, I faced what did I face? I think it was Katakuri. I saw a lot of sabos. Not gonna lie, I had two sabos in my starting hand, so I would never mulligan that ever. And then I draw the third one later on in the game by cycling my hand, and then the not the last one, but the one before was Moria, and that was such a hard matchup. This is where you can see my sequencing was a little bit different than usual, because I had to play differently because I didn't see any 5 cost. So I think at that time I only had 2 5 cost, and one of them was on the board and the other one was in my trash. So I had to like flood my board to get rid of that 5 cost to get it back as a life card, and then I had to do like some weird stuff to just get it back. Usually it doesn't happen, but this time it happened, and that's one of those. But I managed to get through it as well, and I think the Amaru caught him off guard. So I think I got the game thanks to Amaru on this one. And my last game was against Kansai. I didn't see any big problems, to be honest. I saw the sabos. I wish I could have seen one more, but it's fine. You can still manage with one and just do the rest with Moria and the other bodies. And yeah, that's pretty much it for today.
Yeah, we saw it. You was 3 times on stream. We will see the game on noHEROES YouTube channel also. We will upload them, so we can have a replay what happened there. But the final was like, when you saw all your sabos, I was like, okay, this is going to be tough now for Katakuri. And you was like 9k leader, 1 sabo, and 8 cards in hand. Yeah, I was like, okay, there's no way Katakuri can do anything here, because Luffy with 8 cards in hand and a 9k power, bro, there's this tough situation there for Katakuri. And yeah, you was managed to win the whole tournament, the Treasure Cup, the Online Treasure Cup. It was 10 rounds, so you was
Yep.
10-0. Bro, it's just crazy achievement. How do you feel? How do you feel, bro?
I feel really exciting and really happy. I think I do not realize like what just happened today, I guess. but yeah, I'm just super happy and proud of everything because I've been practicing quite a lot, and a lot of my friends helped me for the practice. I asked them to play some specific decks to train because it's not always easy to find some partners for the training. And so yeah, I've been practicing quite a lot, especially against Sakazuki, against Moria, against Blue, because Blue, like for example, decks like Blue decks, if they run Pudding, this is really hard with this deck because Pudding just get rid of all of your card advantage, and that's what
Yeah.
make it really rough. So you want to play all of your bodies during the game. But some decks like Sakazuki, if you play your body in the mid games, then he just bottom deck everything and you don't have anything for the late game. And if you do not respect the pudding, then for the late game you just lose because you keep everything in your hand and then he's just gonna pudding, and that's pretty much it. So if Sakazuki runs pudding, it's
Absolutely,
gonna be really, really hard, not gonna lie. I know it's not run in a lot of deck lists because in my opinion, you do not especially need to make a deck better where it's already good, if you know what I mean. Like Sakazuki already have the matchup.
absolutely.
There is no reason for him to put pudding for this matchup, but there is also matchup that where pudding could be as well helpful. Like I would say NL or even Whitebird can be quite nice. So yeah, Sakazuki is definitely the bigger threat for this deck. And with EBO1, red purple is also really tough because you cannot do it's really hard to do the one life setup because he has some rush cards and he can also make you discard. He puts a lot of pressure, more than Sakazuki, in the mid game.
Yeah.
And yeah,
absolutely. And as we said, Shuraya is tough, and also Mr. Bonkley, because if you got Maria on field, you can just swing 9k for free. Yeah, and also the Gordon, you can just bottom deck your Sabos, and Killer Kid is always a problem. So this matchup is really, it's not that easy. Yeah, I agree.
I've been practicing a lot.
Yeah, bro, and
so...
yeah, that's always important to practice with your friends. So you can give them a shout out, because that's it for the deck profile. Again, congrats to this amazing achievement. We are happy to have a 10-0 Black Yellow Luffy, especially me as a Luffy main. I'm really happy to see Luffy winning an OP06 event other than Zaka or Moria. It's different now, and I like this a lot. So yeah, congrats again for this. And if you want, you can give some shout outs to your friends or to someone else.
Yeah, just thank you to all of the people who helped me practice with when we play remote on Discord or even on the sim. Thanks for your time and just all of the effort that we put in, and I wish we're gonna do well for the next tournaments as well. And thank you guys for having me on stream.
Yeah, good luck.
So many times, and on your YouTube channel as well.
Yeah, no problem. And thank you, guys. Thank you, bro, for your nice work today with Black Yellow Luffy, because we have seen such nice games today, because you are 3 times on stream, and it was 3 times just nice to watch. So thank you for that, bro. And again, congrats for this nice achievement.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Thank you guys for watching. This was the deck profile for the Treasure Cup winner, Black Yellow Luffy. Leave a like. If you got some question, just write it in the YouTube comments. I think he will take care of the comments if you got some questions for him. And yeah, that was it for the deck profile, guys. Thank you for watching.